This question says, a machine part is made by cutting a small square from a large square piece of steel. Okay, so we're talking about squares here. Let's read on. The dimensions of the machine part are shown in the diagram. All measurements are in centimeters. So we could see a square and then a hole in that square. That's the bit that's been cut out. And the large square, its side is 3x plus 4, and the small square, its side is x plus 4. And they've given us another side, which they didn't need to do because we know it's a square. All the sides are identical. All the sides are the same. Let's see what extra information they've given us. The perimeter of the small square is 2/3, right? So the perimeter, the distance around the small square, is 2/3 the perimeter of the large square. Okay, so the perimeter of the small square is 2/3 the perimeter of the large square. Work out the length of side of the small square. So they want us to work out the length of side of this small square here. So they've given us a fair bit of information. The first thing I need to do is find the perimeters of both these shapes. And they've given us some algebraic expressions of both of them, so I should be fairly familiar and comfortable with it. What I'm going to start off by doing is just annotating my diagram. I know these two sides of the small square are x plus 4, and so the other two sides are going to be x plus 4 and x plus 4. For the large square, they've given me these two sides, and they've told me they're 3x plus 4, so the other two sides are going to be identical as well. I'm going to use this to help me work out the perimeter of the small square and then the perimeter of the large square, so at least I'm building up marks as I go along. The perimeter of the small square is going to be 4 lots of x plus 4 added together. And if I add up the x's, that's going to be 4x. If I add up the numbers, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, and plus 4, that's going to be positive 16. So 4x plus 16 is an expression for the perimeter of the small square. The perimeter of the large square is going to be 4 lots of 3x plus 4s. Okay, if I add these together, 4 lots of 3x is 12x. Be careful with that. And then 4 lots of 4 is 16, just as before. Okay, so we've worked out the perimeters of both the shapes. But one of the things I know is that they've said that the perimeter of the small square is 2/3 the perimeter of the large square. And I've written that almost as an equation here in words. The perimeter of the small square is 2/3 of the perimeter of the large square. And I'm going to write the same worded thing in algebra. So the perimeter of the small square is 4x plus 16. The perimeter of the large square is 12x plus 16, but 2/3 of that, that's what it looks like. 2/3 of 12x plus 16. Remember, 2/3 means multiply by the top number, divide by the bottom number. If I'm dividing by 3 here, I could undo that, get rid of that by timesing by 3 on the other side. So I'm going to do 4x plus 16 times by 3. And remember, on this side here, I'm timesing by 2, so 2 times 12x plus 16. And now I just need to work out this equation. This is an equation with x's on both sides, and then I need to balance it. Multiply out the left-hand side, and that's going to give me 12x plus, and 3 lots of 16 is 48. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 16 is 32, so 24x plus 32. Let's get all the x's over to one side and all the numbers over to the other. I'm going to keep that 48 there. I'm going to bring the 32 across, so the opposite of plus 32 is minus 32, so I'm going to have 48 minus 32. I'll keep the 24x there and then take away 12x from that, so 24x take away 12x. Let's tidy this up. 48 take away 32 is 16. 24x take away 12x is 12x. And so to work out x, I'm going to do 16 divided by 12. And let's tidy this up. If you put this into your calculator, you will first of all get a fraction, and you will get a decimal if you press the SD button of 1.33333. You can keep it like that as long as you're using that number throughout. But if I keep it as a fraction, right, so 4/3 is the same as 1 and 1/3. 3 goes into 4 once, and the remainder is 1 over 3. And that's my value of x, 1 1/3. Okay, I'm going to use that now to answer the question. And remember, this question said find the length of the small side. The length of the small side is the small square. It said to find the length of the small square. So we want to work out the length of the small square, which is going to be x plus 4. I know x is 1 and 1/3, so it's going to be 1 and 1/3 plus 4. That's going to give me 5 and 1/3, and I could put that in as my answer, 5 and 1/3. You can put it in as a decimal. If you were working in decimals, you'd get 5.333. Use the recurring function or the symbol to put a dot over 3. If it was 5.3 with a dot over the 3, you would still get full marks for it. This is quite a good question. There's a lot of maths in here and a lot of potential learning in here, and you are very likely to get something similar to this.